Shohei Ohtani. He is a Dodger for a whopping $700 million for the next 10 years, but not really $700 million because this contract has the craziest structure I've ever seen. But are you both surprised that he went to the Dodgers?
I was shocked that he made that move as opposed to the Giants once the information came out that the Giants offered him almost nearly identical of a contract. I thought a lefty in that
Both
ballpark,
in California as well.
Yeah. I thought that like a lefty in that ballpark would have been awesome. I think they desperately needed a player like Ohtani. The Giants have been struggling for a while, so I think that would have been a good fit for him. But I think look, he if you go to the Giants, there's no guarantee, right? With the Dodgers, there's a guarantee you're going to make the playoffs. It's like not even a question. He hasn't played in a playoff game. The guy deserves a playoff game, so I think he was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to go to the team that's already established. You add me, put a couple rings on my fingers, and let's call it a day. So I'm not necessarily surprised with him choosing the Dodgers. I'm surprised about the contract.
Yeah, not surprised he went to the Dodgers. I didn't want to see it. The rich get richer. It's just something needs to change in baseball. In general, that's a whole nother topic we could talk about. But I'm not surprised to see it. I completely echo the same sentiment, Dean. The contract is just shocking how this is even legal. And Jedi, I think we might be getting into this here. But no, man, there were a couple places I would have liked to seen him go, but it's just LA, man.
I think he kind of always knew that he was going to be a Dodger. It felt like everybody kind of predicted this as of last year.
I can't blame him. I can't blame him at all. I can't blame him.
Wanted to stay in LA. It's right, 30 minutes away from the Angels Park. He's probably staying at the same house that he already owns, doesn't have to move. I get it. However, though, Deepaw, I liked what you said. You mentioned something that the rich get richer. And I do have a problem with it. I think that obviously the Dodgers could go spend their money however they want, but I'm sick and tired of hearing fans say that the Yankees always pay for their rings or now the Mets are the big spenders. Like, really, the Dodgers are really the big spenders, but the problem that I have with it is that they keep spending money, but they never win. Okay, in 2020, let's be honest. Sorry, he clowned me in the comments. It's not like a real ring. It's just shortened season. It's a Mickey Mouse ring, and that's all that you got. And ever since then, you just keep getting bounced and bounced and bounced, and you have one of the highest. It is still a ring, but it's like it's not like a ring of like 2021, 2022. Like it's not.
Just a smaller ring. Yeah.
It's a shortened season.
Yeah. I mean the fucking Marlins made the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean like come on, like I don't know. I mean you could argue it in the comments, but it's not like a ring. But I don't know. I just have that problem with it to where they keep spending all this money, but they got nothing to show for it. I feel like it's like, start something new. I mean, like, I don't even know what to say, though, because then at the same time, it's like, what are you telling them not to try and compete? So I get that, too. But it's just annoying that everybody keeps flocking to them, but then they don't ever do anything. It's like, figure it out.
We're about to see.
I guess we will.
First of all, like the sentiment of like the Yankees bought their championships, right? That always pissed me off as a fan growing up because they didn't necessarily buy many people. Like that gets very misconstrued. If you go back and look at like who they bought in free agency compared to who was homegrown, you'd actually be kind of shocked with who was homegrown. So I
think that comes from more so just that group right there, that core four and like that run, like that historically goes back. The Yanks are always in on the top free agents every single year.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think that's where
Bernie was there. Bernie Williams. You had a young Alfonso Soriano was there too that people forget.
In which you flipped, right? You flipped but you flipped a young Soriano who was homegrown for A-Rod. So everyone was like, "Oh, you bought A-Rod." Like, no, we didn't. We traded our top prospect.
Just happened to be the biggest contract he signed him to then.
Yeah, right. Who was MLB ready, right? Like, yeah, we bought Clemens, all this stuff. So as for the Dodgers, right? Like, yeah, with no salary cap in baseball, this is what you're gonna see, and it's starting to become an issue. But at the same time, I don't know how you fix it. I don't know how you like. I think what they have kind of in place right now with the luxury tax and then whatever amount that goes over, you basically pay a percentage to each team. Like I get that, but I don't know how you stop it, right? Like the Dodgers are have to be over 400 or 500 million.
Yeah, you have to institute some sort of floor. And typically what comes with the salary floor is a salary cap. there's some creative ways that a shit ton of other people who are way smarter than I am could probably talk about it, but there's got to be a bottom spending limit that all clubs have to meet. Every club is guaranteed a lot of money, and some of these payrolls that have been put out in the past couple years, I know some of them have been tanking, but have just been absolutely putrid. It's been ridiculous. Just for an example, not to harp on the Pirates, I sent it to the group chat. Shohei got $700 million. The Pirates have spent $711 million in the past decade. And they just spent that on one contract. Like, I get not everybody can spend like LA, has a market like LA. But when the Royals just spent $50 million this offseason, and the Pirates are just chilling there doing nothing, there's got to be some sort of competitive balance type thing that is more than just like a luxury tax. Because if you're spending $500 million, what's another $50 million on top of that? It's nothing.
Yeah.
You think Ohtani, when they put the 700 divided by 10, 70 million, it was more than I think, I want to say 7 ball clubs payroll, just him alone, which was wild. I think the Orioles were on that
now,
list.
He's generational, and that's not every contract, but still, that just shows you that one contract equals entire payrolls. It's insane.
I will tell you, I am surprised he got paid as a two-way. I am surprised
with the injury, yeah.
Yeah, I am surprised he got like a max deal for as if he was both.
They understood it though. If you're
100%.
signing him for 10 years, I think he will pitch at some point in that. Give him a couple years. I think it'll be high leverage, couple innings. I think the days of seeing Shohei as a starter are done, in my opinion.
I mean, 700 million was a shock to everybody. I think we all said, the 500 mark. I think maybe someone might have mentioned 600. No one was thinking 700 million. I remember I was in New York. I was eating lunch with my friends, and my friend Kess looked at his Apple Watch and goes past and just said that Ohtani 700 million to the Dodgers. I was like, that's a bot. That's a fake account. And it was real. It was 700 million. Holy crap!
It's a lot of money.
Know, though. Yeah.